use raised letters to generate and visualize your character arcs and your plot threads. So I already have a manuscript prepared here, as you can see. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and load up raised letters. And for this demo, I just wanted to I cleared out any kind of saved information. So we're starting from a blank slate, and I'll select upload. I'll choose file, and this is going to go ahead and trigger the upload. And this might take a little bit of time, depending on the size of your manuscript. But essentially, what it's going to do is we're going to kind of identify and split your chapters. So for reference, in your document, in your manuscript, you have like chapter 1, the bar, right? In my case, I have chapter 1, the bar, chapter 3, etc. So it's going to try and figure out like where each of your chapters are. And you don't have to write it like this. It can be, you can write it. We can handle most formats. So however yours is formatted, we can probably handle it. But in this case, this is written for standard submission for editors. So as you can see, my manuscript has been uploaded. You can see here in my files. If I select manuscript, then you're going to see all of my chapters are listed here. And you can click in here, you're going to see your chapter. Now, and then this next part is really cool. So there's kind of two parts. So first is the arc map. The arc map, basically, you have a list of all your characters and like each of the chapters they show up in, and then how their character arc evolves over time. Yeah, so this is kind of like a really cool way to just visualize the progress of each character, their starts and sometimes their ends. Again, this is all automatically generated from your manuscript. And the next thing I find to be really useful is plot threads. So the plot threads basically, what it does is it looks for any sort of like open threads or closed threads, and then tries to identify all the points in your manuscript where that thread was touched upon. So for example, one of my main plot threads is that I have two protagonists, Lucas and Emma, and and the romance, the journey of the romance, right? And so it starts with, hey, this is when they first introduce each other. They're kind of not very kind of cautious, or they don't really like each other, and eventually it evolves into romance, and that's essentially the thread there. And there's just a ton of threads that it picked up here. And I found this to be very helpful, especially when you've got a lot going on in your manuscript, in your novel, and you want to just quickly think, like, kind of quickly see where, if you have anything open that you didn't intend to leave open, if it's been closed, if you feel like the thread might be too much of a gap, between mentions, etc. So yeah, this is a very helpful tool for me. And yeah, so that's it. Use raised letters to automatically generate character map and plot threads.